we made a top 5 list of all the things that Tim was wrong about, but there's actually more to that list. So
because it's really easy to do.
here's 5 more things that Tim's wrong about.
Wait, what are you guys talking about?
Nothing.
Lock the doors. Bye.
Hey guys, I'm Tim.
I'm Bob.
I'm Mike.
And this is Board Game Rundown. And today the guys are going to listen to games that I'm wrong about. Top 5 games that I'm wrong about. These are games that I don't like, but everybody else does. And they are not going to have any rebuff. They're just sitting
We're going
here.
to totally agree with you.
Everything I say. All right. Ooh. So let's just start off spicy because this one won't hurt anyone's feelings. But man, you want 3 hours of feel bad because you didn't understand that one rule was going to totally tank your game. I'm talking about Darwin.
I knew exactly where you were going.
I don't like this game.
Yeah.
It's well designed, and it looks beautiful on the table.
It's got great bits. All you have to do, Tim, hear me out. Keep up with the other ship.
Keep
What is
up
it?
with the Beagle.
The SS Beagle.
The Beagle.
Keep up. That's all you had to do is keep up. Just keep up. You did everything else pretty good. You just didn't keep up.
No, I hated that stupid, I need to go here so that I can get this seal and put it on this thing to unlock that stuff. That's awesome when you get to do it first.
Yes.
Because then by the time I was able to go and do it, all the ones I needed were too expensive and I couldn't afford, or they weren't there because everybody else had already grabbed them.
Yes.
That sucked.
Move your ship and get to the ones
Yeah,
the other
move
people
your ship.
didn't get to. You got to move your ship because you got to explore the parts that other people didn't get to do the research that they didn't do because nobody wants to hear your recycled research.
Oh, I was exploring the hell out of all the islands while everybody else would sailed on.
The one island at the beginning, that's it. You're not going to get credit for being a great explorer and like researcher if all you're doing is researching what everybody else already researched.
That's not new research.
It's not. It's not groundbreaking.
You can't research anymore. You've already researched it.
If you try to come out with the theory of evolution now, you're not going to get points for it.
Keep up with the Beagle.
Keep up with the Beagle.
Gosh,
Too easy.
that game was hell.
It's got beautiful components, though.
It does. It
It's
really
on
does.
PGA
Beautiful
now, too.
plumage.
Beautiful plumage. All right, guys. Let's get. Here's another one you will not disagree with me with. Number 4. Wonderland's War.
Great
This game, at 5 players,
Well,
learning,
yeah.
took over 3.5 hours.
Outrageous.
It was way too long.
Yes.
It is long.
The bidding on who's gonna win is really frustrating.
No.
Moving up that track,
Wrong.
and then I can't do this because I already did this.
You already won. You can't keep fighting.
No, there was something else that had happened when
No,
we played.
you were trying to get to a certain amount of power and
Yeah.
strength, but since you won at 8, it wouldn't let you just pile on to like
and then
12.
and then because of the other battles, like I wasn't set up to get the
That much
power
strength
I
in
needed.
other
Yeah, that
battles.
sucked.
Yeah. Well,
That sucked.
I think, well, first of all, 5-player learning game, not smart. That's like playing 6 players and trying to learn Nemesis.
Also terrible.
Stay tuned for that video.
Especially with people that take really, really, really
And then you
long
play with
turns.
people who take really, really long turns. That was poor planning. But that game at 3 players learning or 4 players max is fantastic. It's customized bag building. It's got super fantastic art. I love the alt win conditions on some of those fights. Like, I don't have to actually win the fight. I just have to get to 7 strengths or 3 strength or have an odd number or an even number. Allows you to win fights that you're not set up to win. You just need to get to a specific value.
Hey, listen, if you
And-
can't say it, it doesn't apply.
It counts. You know what I'm saying?
It is more interesting because the goal isn't to just keep pulling. There's
Right.
other incentives to stop pulling and end up on certain parts of the battle string.
Right,
track.
and then when you stop pulling, and then I don't get to pull anymore because I needed to get.
Well,
I
you
needed
pulled a
one more
card.
pull.
You pulled a card that said you had to get like 18 or something ridiculous like that, and that was just a bad pull.
Yeah, it was a bad card because the game's bad.
You need to get into a fight where other people were more contentious for that spot.
Sure.
So I feel like everybody else is just trying to participate in that fight to get their low-level ones and actually trying to keep control to put their castle out there. Well, then why do I want to keep spending my resources to fight you if that wasn't my goal?
You got to go to the spot where people have more followers and they're incentivized to pull more pieces.
Correct.
And that's when you try to play the quest where you're trying to get super high power.
Yeah.
Asymmetric player powers, amazing art. It is long, but otherwise it's an amazing game.
I kind of feel like these first 2 picks can kind of be summed up with get good.
Oh,
Follow the beagle, play your quest smarter.
okay.
So try again with number 3, Tim.
Heard. Heard. My number 3. Dice Throne. Everybody loves Dice Throne. Have you played it?
I find Dice Throne an enjoyable game. I don't love it. I traded away my copy, but I got Brass Birmingham out of it with the Iron Clays. But I think it's fun. I think the battling's interesting, but you got to be aware that there's randomness, and you're not always going to roll what you want to roll. So you got to be able to save ways to mitigate your rolls.
It's battle Yahtzee, and to me, it suffers from what Munchkin can suffer from, which is the pile on the leader type of a thing.
Oh, sure.
And make the game take too long. However, I will say the Marvel versions of those are done really well. I feel like the characters embody what the character in the comics does, and you feel like you're that character.
The Marvel versions are the only palatable versions of this game for me. But I just don't have fun playing this game.
Yeah,
like,
I hear you. It's fun for 20, 30 minutes, but then after that, it's just overstays its welcome in my life.
I actually enjoyed trying to play all of the different characters because they do feel thematic.
Yep.
I think some of the mechanics for each character feel different. Throwing Mjolnir and then trying to recover it on a separate turn and doing damage each time you do that, I thought was fulfilling.
Way enjoy the Marvel version better.
I have enjoyed my plays of Dice Throne.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay.
You're wrong.
So yeah, well,
Okay.
I'll give you half on that one.
All right, yeah, I'll take half.
Yeah.
I'll take
half
half.
of the half.
It's a quarter. Mike.
Good
Do the math.
Lord. Okay. So here we go.
Okay.
Here we go. This is a game
Oh.
that it's a game.
Okay. Well,
I wanted I wanted to love this game because I loved the theme and I love the mechanics and the idea behind it. But I do not like this game. In fact, I actively dislike this game. And don't know that I would ever want to play it again. And I'm looking at you, Cat in the Box.
So, Tim, the problem with this game is you play too many trick takers and you try to play Cat in the Box like a trick taker. It's not. It is both a trick taker and not a trick taker at the same time. Okay.
Oh, it's on theme.
That's right. And to me,
But then once you play it as a trick taker, it should then become a trick taker because
it's been observed.
you got
No. So to me, it's more of a try to push people into paradoxes type of a game. Like, yes, you're trying to line your pieces up to get as many in a row as you can. But then there becomes that point in the hand where it becomes, okay, I need to stop trying to put, take tricks. I need to stop trying to put my cubes in the right spots and just try to force somebody else into not being able to play their card. Otherwise, you're going to be the one not being able to play a card.
You use that pattern building board to recognize the cards that are still available and the suits that people cannot play and force them into a paradox, meaning they lose that round and points. And that's
the game it is. It's not a trick taker.
It's very interesting.
So every time you said they, you could have just said Tim.
Yes.
And that would have applied.
Yes, we know you use the they.
Yeah, but I haven't played it with you yet because I didn't want to hear your griping.
So. It is a very good game. It's very thinky, and you cannot just play it like a trick taker because it's not just a trick taker.
But trick-taking games can be thinky.
Yes, but it's like I said, it's both
the
a
strategy,
trick taking and not a trick
yeah. It's the problem is it's not actually a trick-taking game.
Right.
It is the trick. How you play that card, how you participate in the trick
in the hand
is your mechanic. It's not a goal, right? Trick taking implies that
you
taking the trick is a
goal.
good thing.
Yeah, not always.
No, not even most of the time. It felt like, I just
Yep. You just need to be able to change your mentality and stop thinking of it as a trick taker.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah.
Probably.
Get better thinking.
Get better. Unfortunately, as I've gotten older, it's only gotten worse.
Yeah. We've noticed.
Oh, boy. All right. Well, the number one get off my lawn is it's a beautiful game with some really fun mechanics, but then you play it with some jackalope like this that completely ruins your experience. And then you play
a teaching game.
And then you play it again with other people, and you're like, this game is taking way too long. And is not as fun as it is pretty. And that is Foundations of Rome.
Knew it.
I mean, look, Arcane Wonders, you did an amazing job making this beautiful, beautiful game that I do not like playing. Your storage solution is awesome.
Yeah, oh yeah.
I mean, the buildings look absolutely incredible. Emerson Matsuuchi is a designer that I love. All the more reason why this game was so much more devastating to me when I just have yet to find joy in playing it. Does this spark joy? No, it sparks pain.
I do have to say, I take about 30 to 40% of that blame for that whole situation, because I was teaching and I was a bit of a jerk toward the end there. A lot bit of a jerk. I do admit that. You can clip that for what you need. However, this game I have taken to many meetups. I have become much better at teaching.
You have.
I have. And a lot of times I actually don't even end up playing. I'd rather just sit out and let other people play, because that way I don't have to worry about trying to not min-max myself. And people love it. It looks beautiful on the table. The gameplay is super easy to, people wrap their minds around, and while they might not maximize their score each time, they can pick up the concepts very easily, and they enjoy it. And actually, multiple people that I have taught this game to have went and bought their own copies of it because they wanted to have access to it all the time. And it was funny because at my job, one of the ladies' husbands came in. He's like, "Oh, you're the one responsible for me having to buy Foundations of Rome." And I was like, "Sorry."
Nice.
But he's like, "No, it's great. We love it." So I was happy to hear that.
I'm glad.
Yeah.
Listen, I'm really glad that any of these games that I don't like, if somebody loves them, awesome.
Yeah.
I thoroughly enjoy Foundations of Rome, but the particular module that has really soured Tim's taste is the trade/steal module.
Don't call it trade.
Now, trading
You could've.
is part
You
of
should've
this
peacefully
module, because it's one of the things that makes this game more interesting to me is that you buy properties based on locations that other people need, knowing you can trade them to other players. But if you surround somebody's property and have a property on each side and they don't agree to trade that property, you can give them a token that gives them points, costs you points, and you now own that property, but it's going to net you way more than the points that you just gave
That's
them.
the problem.
It's a 6-point swing.
I don't enjoy the stealing part. I feel like that's a little tossed in. But the trading makes this game for me, and I would never play it without that in the game.
The force trading is terrible. You said it's a 6-point swing on the tokens.
The tokens.
But not in the scoring of the game, because it was like a 40-point swing, not counting that 6 points.
That was something else.
Well, I mean, if you've got a property on each side, you have to connect adjacent spaces to build a bigger building.
Right.
And that's
So
going to
somebody
allow you
blocks
to build
you.
monuments, which can score you a ton of points at the
Correct.
end of the game. So it is a massive swing if you use it correctly.
So I stole the right property because it yielded me a ton of points.
When you were already winning by a lot.
it was the, hey, trade in your endgame score card for something else. Like during the last era.
There was that too.
He's building the whole game toward the secret objective in his card, in his hand, and I said, Tim, discard that and draw another one. And so he spent the whole game till he's like, oh, this card does me nothing. Cool, thanks. So yeah, that didn't help.
The lesson to be learned here is get better, not bitter.
Can't find a better man.
You know what? Screw that. Foundations of Rome has become my honorable mention, and you guys are my number one. No, seriously though, like the other thing is this game, if you are playing it with somebody that is min-maxing, it can take too long.
Yes.
Like, just draw a freaking card.
Just go.
Just play something.
There's only a couple of things, 2-3 things you can do on your turn. Just do one.
Just pull the damn trigger and do one.
Yeah.
Especially if if your game has gone off the rails.
Yeah.
And now you're watching someone min-max so they can beat you by 20 more points. Instead of 10 to 15. It's like, dude, you take the W.
Yeah.
Like, don't. Like, come on. Anyways, all of these games on my list have a following for a reason. People love them, and they do nice things for the hobby, just not from my aspect of the hobby. Not my particular little corner. Obviously, these guys love some of the games that are on my list, and that's totally fine. They can be wrong about it. But clearly, they're on my list because I'm wrong about it, because everybody else knows something I don't, or just got good at it.
Fill a book.
If you want to tell me which game in particular, or games, that I was so wrong about, you feel the need to reach out, please comment on this video, find us on the Discord, hang out there. We do all kinds of fun stuff on that Discord. We do like a weekly random off-topic poll, which has generated some heat. The couple we've done so far. We also do a live stream on Wednesdays, Whiskey Wednesday, where we'll do a top 5 or a topic, usually with a guest. And maybe we play some games. We definitely have a beverage, and we have a lot of laughs.
Yeah, interact with the chat quite a bit.
Yep, we sure do. Anything else to add, boys? Where we go?
You were wrong.
You were wrong.
For the Board Game Rundown,
I was wrong.
Tim.
That was Bob.
Still wrong.
These guys are assholes.